Good evening and welcome to Olathe West High School. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School game of the week at Girls Sunflower Conference basketball as number 8 Olathe North takes on number 24 Olathe West. Kevin White, Michael Watson, Dion Clisso back after the Christmas break. Time to play some basketball. These teams have seesawed back and forth as far as wins. Last year was Olathe North beating Olathe West, and the Eagles had a historic season, 23-2, fourth in state, but they lost a lot of players. Olathe West has 3 starters back, and you think on paper they should be the team to beat here, but pump the brakes a little bit. Olathe North, a young athletic team.
Yeah, young, athletic, and very well coached. This is going to be a good one in the mean streets of O-Town.
Time now for the Hy-Vee player profile. This girl is only a 9th grader. Her name's Asia Lee, already getting Big 12 looks.
Yeah, Asia Lee can flat out ball, averaging 13 points, 4 boards on the year. Don't let her age or her size fool you. She is a whole problem.
And on the Owls front line, they've got Emma Sales. She's all over the school record books.
Yeah, Emma Sales, the veteran for this Olathe West team, averaging 16 points, 5 boards, can go inside out. Let's see if Olathe North has an answer for her.
Number of rebounding records for the sophomore Sales. O West, O North. Basketball is back here in Kansas. It's the Hy-Vee High School game of the week. Back with the lineups and opening tip-off right after this. The game of the week is brought to you by Hy-Vee, proud to support Kansas City high school athletics. Rick Rhodes, head coach of Olathe West, veteran coach, had a number of stops as he's coached at Scion, Blue Valley, Shawnee Mission East, and Blue Valley Southwest. Took Blue Valley Southwest to 2 state finals, got second both times. In 2021, he led the Owls to a 3rd place finish in 6A. His team at 3-2, 1-1 on the year. Alonzo Williams in his 5th year. What a record in 4 years, 81-22. And they've gone to the state tournament 4 straight years. Last year, they finished 4th. Here's the lineup for the Eagles. Chris Cornea, Lee, Stanford, their only returning starters, Simmons and Williams back after an ACL injury. As here come the Owls being introduced by the public address announcer. One of their returning starters is Keely Bernard. And Emma Sales, we already talked about in the open. It'll be Cooley, a junior at the point. Borders, a freshman that they like the upside of, and then that's Kate Harder. Those are the starters for a 3-2 Olathe West team. Won their last game, but remember they haven't played for quite a while. The last game was on December 16th. They beat Mill Valley. Olathe North last played on the 20th of December against St. Joe Benton, and they were beaten soundly in that one, 50-38. Mentioned these teams have kind of seesawed back and forth. Last year, Olathe North won both the meetings. 2 years ago, it was Olathe West. Year before that, it was Olathe North. So, like I said, on paper, this is Olathe West's ball game to win if you're keeping up with the trend, but games, Michael Watson, are not played on paper. They're played on the hardwood.
That's right, and whenever you have a crosstown rivalry like this one, records are really no concern. Both teams have a few experienced players, and even for Olathe North, when you're experienced on the summer circuit, you get a chance to come out here and really show what you can do.
Home team in white is Olathe West. In red will be Olathe North. This is a Sunflower League matchup. Your officials, Robert Blatcher, Mario Thomas, and Ken Braden. We are ready to go from Olathe West. And the Eagles with Asia Lee will have the first set. Player-to-player defense for the Owls. Looks like Lee is going to handle the point. Stanford is the girl that the Owls were worried about. She played very well in both meetings last year, both Eagle wins. One of them was a sub-state final. Here's Soraya Williams with a 3, no good, Borders the rebound.
Yeah, Williams can go inside out that time, taking it from the top of the key, just a little wide right.
Eagles, player-to-player defense. They like to pressure. Backdoor cut, Borders. Into the corner to Cooley. She's double teamed, and the ball is stolen. Nice defense there by Heaven Triscornia. Pass inside, stolen back by Harder for O West.
A good penetration and kick. Corner three is good.
Keely Bernard, who has the school record for threes in a season.
That was a great pass, penetration and kick by Cooley out to Bernard for that three. That aggressive defense for Olathe North cost him on that one.
Stanford missing a top-of-the-arc three. Owls have it back. Cross court now to Borders. Borders wants to attack the player-to-player defense. Long three is down by Sales. So back-to-back triples by the Owls and a good start, 6-0.
Well, you got to close out with your hands up against this Olathe West team. They do a great job from outside. They have a foul out top.
Foul on Bernard on a reach for Olathe West.
Well, bombs away early. Nice penetration and kick from Cooley out to Borders, who knocks it down. And in the next possession, what's my man Mark Jackson say? Hand down, man down. Sells knocks that one down from deep.
Last foul they repeated was Barnard, her first. As the Eagles down 6-0 early. Come in with a record of 4-1, 2-0 in conference play. Last year they had Sanaya Copeland, their all-time leading scorer, at 1,100 points. She now plays for the Badgers of Wisconsin. So this program has put out big-time players. Lily Love playing at Georgia Tech.
That's good defense for Olathe West so far.
Lee inside, Simmons tied up, and the arrow goes to Olathe West.
That was great help side defense from number 42, Harder. Take a look at it right here. Drops off her man and able to tie up the basketball. It'll go over to Olathe West.
Now here's that pressure I was talking about. This is what they like to do. They're long, athletic, and fast. Let's see how the Owls handle it. They do it very well this time. Here's Borders with a runner. Jessica Borders.
That's how you break the press right there. Put it into the hand of your best ball handler, who's able to make good decisions, and Borders that time a nice floater.
Stanford bumped and fouled, driving the right side. It'll be the first foul on Jessica Borders, who's just a freshman, 5'10", averaging 3 points and 4 rebounds, but they love her upside. As now Triscornia will play from the baseline. Swinford now into the lineup. Scarlett Swinford, a junior. Out goes Cooley, so the Owls get bigger. Inside. And we've got a traveling violation. The bucket is no good. No basket. And a turnover. As that was London Cousin who's just checked in, and she's put up nice numbers. And she's a very good player off the Olathe North bench, but that one, she got called for the travel before the bucket. And it's still an 8-0 start for the Owls as they try to get it across the timeline. Borders to Swinsford. Swinford to Harder. Right hand hook, nope. And the ball will stay with the Owls at the baseline.
You see Olathe West, they're not afraid to attack around the paint, doing a good job of penetrating and then dropping off passes, just unable to connect on that last possession.
Sales, deep three. And the rebound comes out to Triscornia, and she is run over and fouled. Swinford will get the foul for West.
Well, Olathe North wants to push the basketball. Triscornia right here catches it, tries to look ahead, gets tripped up, and look like she's okay though.
She already messed up her finger in their last ball game. She has those taped up. She is ready to go. Heaven is out there playing guard for Olathe North. And now a turnover by the Eagles.
And down 8-0, you got to make sure you value the possession. Olathe North that time with the unforced turnover. They're back into their full court press. Olathe West doing a good job of breaking that initially.
And Bailey Dillon is just checked into the game, and she was the one that knocked it out. Good defense by the 5'5" junior there, number 3. So we're seeing both teams getting some of their bench players some action here in the first quarter. Emma Thomas is also checked in for West. She's getting time. Nora Howard is out with sickness. Here's Swinford on the cut. And Williams had the rebound but had her foot on the inline.
Well, Williams has her hands full down low. Really the only big for Olathe North. Has to make sure she battles on those boards.
Skip pass to Swinford. Now here's Harder with a right side drive, bucket and foul. Kate Harder.
Oh man, what a move by Kate Harder. Nice catch and rip through. Take a look at it right here at the top of the key. Rips through and watch the little scoop a la who? The Iceman?
George Gervin?
There we go. I knew you was feeling me, Kevin.
Yeah, as long as you're not asking me about rap and hip hop songs. Yeah, I'm an old guy. I've seen a lot of NBA action from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh,
man.
good.
We got to get our weekly hip hop trivia in.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. Last foul on Soraya Williams. (10-0) start. Eagles look disjointed early on, halfway through the first quarter, and Alonzo Williams says, I've seen enough. I'm going to burn the timeout.
Yeah, Olathe West has come out at home on fire. A couple of early three-point buckets, and then controlling the press from Olathe North, breaking it easily and getting good looks at the basket.
Boys game to follow, and both those teams are undefeated, Olathe North and Olathe West. That should be a good one following this 5:30 girls action. Props to the Olathe West pep band as we check in with our sideline reporter. Here's Dion Clisso.
Well, guys, it's good to be here. What I've seen right off the bat is Olathe West spacing is so good. It kind of negates that speed that Olathe North has, and they're quick with their passes. They're really attacking the basket, and that has made the difference in this 10-0 run.
Yeah, like I said, the Eagles just seem a little discombobulated, disjointed. They're just not firing on all cylinders. They need to get an easy basket, kind of calm down here on the road, but this is a team that's played a very tough schedule, a lot of showcases. Their coach, Coach Williams, has got a foul on Barnard. Now that's one of their top players with her second foul, so she's going to be yanked from the lineup. Yeah. Jessica Borders will take her spot on the floor.
She tried to just go right through Cousins on the screen.
Now 5 team fouls on the Owls. High post, Cousin leaning up a shot, no good. Sales a rebound. Outlets to Borders, one-on-one with Stanford. Layup no good. Sales the follow.
Olathe West getting out on the break, doing a good job. Initially missed the layup, but follow up by Sales for the bucket.
Sales' sister is a senior at Olathe North. Parents are teachers in the Blue Valley District. As shot is rebounded, Simmons had the rebound, gets her pocket pick. Aziz Kang gets the steal. Cooley back in, running the point now for the Owls. Kang, one of the seniors. Inside Borders, pushed and fouled from behind. I think it's Asia Lee that'll hear the whistle, her first. Borders is a problem for Olathe North when she starts posting up.
Seeing good patience offensively from Olathe West.
Sales her second three of the first quarter. She's got 8 of the 15. Now for Olathe West, Emma Sales, sophomore.
Well, it's one thing to be a spot-up three-point shooter. She knocked that one down off the dribble.
Stanford the miss, Borders a rebound. Owls on the run, Kang, corner, three. Not there this time by Sales, rebounded by Simmons. The softball star, the catcher on the softball team for the Eagles. And again, another bad pass by the Eagles. And I just looked at the bench area. Alonzo Williams just got his hands up in frustration with his team's passing.
Yeah, it's one thing to get beat from deep on one end, but then unforced turnovers on the other end will drive any coach crazy.
And a foul coming up on Olathe North. It's going to be on Asia Lee, and that's 2 on her. Triscornia back in the Eagle lineup. Out goes Lee with the 2 fouls. Their superstar freshman, averaging 13 and 4, and getting Big 12 looks already. Ball saved in by the Eagles. Wrong side is Harder. Missing the shot. Sales a turnaround. Borders is tied up, and the arrow goes to Olathe North. Good interior defense by Simmons, and the Eagles will have it back, having yet to score here in the first quarter. Again, Kansas shuts down during the Christmas break. They shut down for 5 days, and they can't play games as Stanford just went right to the rim and draws the foul and will shoot 2. So you might see a little rust out of the Kansas teams because they haven't played in about a month.
Well, you got to get something going to the basket if you're Olathe North. Does a good job that time on the break. No one picked her up. Able to draw the foul, go to the line, and just try to get your rhythm back going if you're Olathe North. Finally get on the board.
Stanford, honorable mention, all-state, all-conference, only returning starter, averaged about 10 points per game last year, 63% foul shooter, 1 out of 2.
Good defense by Bailey Dillon.
Borders open for a wing 3. Williams gets 5 rebounds per game, has it back for Olathe North. Stanford out now to Triscornia for 3, not even close. As here's Cooley on an outlet to Emma Thomas, layup good.
Nice. And Olathe West is just running a fast break drill so far this first quarter, getting any shot they want.
Williams a 3, not close either. So the Eagles putting up 3s, but they're not dialed in. Under a minute to play in the first quarter, all Olathe West. Thomas posting, whirling, block. Nice defense by Cousin, and a foul on Harder, her second for Olathe West. And she'll be replaced in the lineup by Kang. Cousin, a little shaken up.
Take a look at it right here. Cousins, good job initially with the block. And Harder going after the ball, pushes her down. Olathe West with 17 fouls, so they're already in the bonus for Olathe North.
And that'll get London Cousin, a sophomore at the stripe, 60% foul shooter, but She averages 12 and 6. She puts up very good numbers coming off the bench. She's their second leading scorer. Excellent in the classroom, 3.8 GPA, but just an all-around player. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. Very balanced. Lexi Cooley in the ball game now, the little sister of Hannah Cooley. That's a dangerous pass, stolen by Olathe North. Pressure starting to get to the Owls as the Eagles set up their offense. Inside Williams, good position, and she misses the bank shot, got it back, and is fouled underneath. Kang with the O-West foul.
That was a nice entry pass to Williams. I mean, she has great footwork around the post. At times, just in and out, able to get her rebound and power back up and gets fouled.
Soraya Williams, young lady that's coming back after an ACL injury last year, can't hit the front end of the 1-on-1. Three by Cooley. Rebounded by Stanford. Quick outlet to Cousin, going to go one-on-one with Borders, and Borders fouls her.
This is what Cousins likes to do. Get up and down the floor right there, right into your living room. Goes Cousins. She'll go back to the line.
Let's check in with Dion now.
Well, if you're Olathe North, the one thing you got to keep an eye on here is you're going to have chances to get to the line all second quarter. You got to keep attacking because they're getting in a lot of foul trouble here in the first quarter.
Yep, the fouls adding up. Now 9 team fouls as Cousin back to the stripe. She's hit 3 straight from the free throw stripe. So you got Barnard and Borders, and I believe Harder, 3 of their starters with 2 fouls each here in the first quarter. Chipping away.
Olathe North back into their full court press.
And there's Borders with a right-handed hook. Kang a stick back, no. Eagles have it back. And Olathe West, good first quarter after the holiday break, as rival Olathe North in to take them on, and the Owls go for a 17-5 first quarter on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Back here at Olathe West, ready for the start of the second quarter in the girls varsity action. Emma Sales, Ames leading scorer with 8 of the 17 for the Owls, as they got a fast start, but kind of ended the first quarter, Michael. A lot of fouls, and seemed like they lost some of that momentum, but still the Eagles down big as we start the second quarter.
Yeah, giving Olathe North a lot of life. Been able to get to the free throw line, been in foul trouble in the bonus already. See if Olathe West is able to play without fouling and not give life to the Eagles.
Olathe West with Cooley, Barnard, Borders, Sales, and Harder, their original starting 5. But 3 of those starting 5 have 2 fouls. Zone defense for Olathe North as the 3 is missed by Sales. Eagles, their original starting 5 of Priscornia, Lee, Stanford, Simmons, and Williams. They're the road team in red. Pass intercepted by Cooley. Outlet now to Barnard. She'll attack the right side, misses the layup. Harder the stick back, no good. And Williams the rebound, fouled underneath. And that's free throws because Olathe West is now in a double bonus situation, as they've committed 10 team fouls. And we're just starting the second quarter. Soraya Williams at the stripe.
It was an opportunity for Olathe North to get some points on the board. Missing a lot of free throws, especially the front end of the 1-and-1s. Could have cut this lead in half by now.
This is a two-shot situation, and Williams missing the front end. And you're right. You can score with the clock stop. At some point, Olathe West, you just got to stop fouling. Just let it go. You got the big lead. Stop fouling. You got 10 fouls already. Thomas, terrible behind the back dribble in traffic. And a turnover by Olathe West. And now, man, Olathe North is just throwing the ball away with just careless passes. And there's the look of a coach who hates seeing that. That's Alonzo Williams.
Yeah, just unforced errors. That time from Cousins.
Owls have it back.
Yeah, you got to value the possession.
Unforced errors. Here's Sales, pushed and fouled before she got the shot off. Non-shooting foul for Emma Sales, I believe. Emma went to the stripe immediately as a score. You always do that.
That's right.
But the officials say no. Ball played in from the baseline. Barnard will throw it in. 12-point lead in the basketball for Olathe West, team that won 12 games last year. 3 starters back, Borders floating down the lane, and they got her for a foul. That is her third. And that'll get her time next to Rick Rhodes here as she got called for a charging.
Yeah, right there, standing in Triscornia, taking that charge, and that is the third personal foul. She'll have to go to the bench probably for the rest of the half.
Yep, Swinford in, Borders down. Stanford lining up a 3. Battle for the rebound. Simmons got it. Got it to her teammate Williams, who puts it up and in. Soraya Williams, her first field goal.
Well, you got to love the hustle and the grit of Simmons down low. Uh-oh.
Cooley an answer 3, the junior with her first 3 of the night.
That was a big answer by Cooley on the break, no hesitation, and got the steal as well.
Feeding ahead, Swinford lost it. Triscornia the steal, but she stepped on the inline. And O West will have it at the baseline.
Well, take a look. Simmons down battling and just rips it apart. Actually gets it blocked right over to Williams for the bucket.
Rama Stemmons is checked in now. Olathe North. Here's Thomas driving the right side. First, second bucket of the game.
Yeah, whenever you're able to pull Williams away from the basket and no weak side help, easy driving lane that time for Olathe West.
Back to a big lead of 15, and we'll get a 30-second timeout for Coach Williams in Olathe North. That was a 15-0 start to the game by Olathe West. Now it's back to a 15-point lead at 22-7, 5.5 to go here in the second quarter as Emma Thomas, a junior, off the bench, taking it to the rim.
Yeah, she pulls Williams out away from the basket and just beats her off the dribble. No weak side help for Olathe North, and that's what Coach is fuming about. Defense is all about help and recovery and being able to help your teammate. That time, no one down there to help Williams.
Nora Howard out with sickness, so Thomas getting more time, Swinford more time. Of course, all the foul jeopardy Olathe West has been getting into with 11 team fouls, and we're at the 5:39 mark to go in your second quarter. You're going to get a lot of guys off the bench playing time, and that's what the Owls are relying on. Here's Stanford, her runner off the back iron. Cooley the rebound and outlet now to Thomas. She'll go one-on-one with Williams. Can't hit. Swinford, a stick back, is fouled. Stemmons, the Olathe North foul. Free throws for Swinford.
Well, Olathe West is doing a great job of getting second chance opportunities, crashing the offensive glass. North has to do a better job of putting a body on these ladies.
Kang back in. Sales out. Sales won't be out long. And you talk to Olathe North, they were emphatic. Emma Sales is the Owls' best player. That's the girl we're most afraid of. Swinford, 1 out of 2. Big lead of 16 now for the home team. Cousin, tough shot, defenders there, and a rebounding foul on Simmons of Olathe North. 16 fouls for Olathe North. That's the first on Simmons.
See if Olathe West uses some clock offensively, run their offensive sets. They've done a good job of getting good shots on the offensive end as well.
Kang into the paint. Aziz Kang, one of the best students at this high school, a 4.3 GPA. Raina Stemmons, a drive and kick. Stanford for 3. Short. Simmons try to reverse it, no good. Olathe West ball.
Simmons right there. Yeah, that was a right call. Was off of Simmons, and Olathe West back on the offensive end, misses that long 3.
Swinford the miss on the 3. Eagles down by 18 as Stanford attacking. Williams the stick back. Soraya Williams now with 4 points.
Yeah, Williams, he can do that all day long. He's given the opportunity that time on the offensive glass with the bucket.
Sales, reach in foul. That's the 17th foul, so it'll get Sales, who's a good scorer. After the Cousin foul, a 1-and-1 now for the Owls. And their star, Emma Sales, who has the rebounding record in a game, 14. Rebounding record in a season with 143. She has the high jump record at 5 feet. She also plays volleyball. She's tied the school record with 31 points. So when I say she's all over the record board, and it's only, 5 years old, this is a brand new school. It opened up in 2017, but you see Emma's name a lot in the hallway here, just off the gym. Played inside, nice defense by Kang, knocking it out. Eagles will keep. Thomas in, Swinford out. Three is down by Stanford out of the corner.
There you go, nice look from Stanford, finally getting one to go down for it. Been frustrated so far in this first half. That time knocking it down from the baseline.
And the Owls passing to the corner. It's deflected out by the Eagles. So now the Owls will throw it in. Fighting some foul jeopardy. They go to their star, Sales the turnaround. Can't hit. Williams, another rebound for the Eagles. 3 and some change before Hy-Vee at the half. Runner not there by Asia Lee. Here's Barnard, the good three-point shooter. Little floater. And here's Stanford back the other way. She'll go right to the rim, and the layup is good.
Nice. That was
Ariana.
Great job by Stanford with the bucket. Olathe West calls the timeout. This is what Olathe North is at their best in transition. Here she's off the rebound, pushes ahead one-on-one. Nice step through with the scoop finish. She has the last 5 points, for Olathe North.
So out of the Olathe West timeout, they'll work against the Olathe North pressure. Sales looping a pass to Thomas. Her pass intercepted. Good defense there by Williams, deflecting to her teammate Cousin. Here comes London into the front court, trying to hand it off to Williams, and does. And Barnard with another cheap foul. When you have several fouls on you, you don't want to keep committing little nickel and dime fouls, and that was a third one that Keely Barnard is holding her skull right now going, why did I reach in for that cheap one?
Got to be smart, especially when you have those fouls. And Williams finally gets one to go from the free throw line. And if you're Olathe North right now, you just want to try to get this lead down to a manageable, possibly underneath 10 by half. Be able to do that, then you have an entirely new ball game come third quarter.
1 out of 2. It's Kang with a defensive rebound as the Eagles continue their pressure. Now numbers for the Owls as Thomas the assist, Swinford the bucket. So they beat the pressure easily that time. Screen high, Stanford.
Nice.
Driving the right side and drawing the foul.
Well, when you can break the pressure of this Olathe North Eagles team, you got some wide open buckets this time. Good job looking ahead, and it became a 3-on-1 break with Williams back by herself. Nice drop off and the finish from Swinford.
Stanford missing the first free throw. We'll have another one coming. Double bonus for Olathe North. Olathe West nearly at 15 fouls here in the first half. They've just been fouling left and right. 2 of their starters have 3 on the bench, and Barnard and Borders. They'll be cooling their heels for halftime. They're not coming back in. Here's Thomas, drive and kick. Cooley for 3. And rebounded by Bailey Dillon. Eagles need a run. Here's Asia Lee. Her shot no good. Kang the rebound. Fouled by Simmons, who's a very physical player. She's a catcher as a softball player. So she likes the contact. She draws her second foul. Simmons out. Williams back in. Free throws for Kang at the other end. Aziz has come off the bench, and the 5'9" seniors giving Coach Rhodes some good minutes. First name spelled A-S-E-E-S. Aziz Kang. Once again, one of the best students at this high school, a 4.3 GPA.
Knocked that one down and back out to a 16-point advantage where it looked like Olathe North was going to be able to make a run and possibly cut this lead to under 10.
Pass inside, nearly stolen, then off the leg of Cousin. We got a foul coming up, and it's going to be on the Owls. And it's going to be on Kang. Rick Rhodes is not a happy camper. He's seen his team call for like 15 to 20 fouls here in the first half. And
yeah, it didn't look like it was a lot of contact. And
London Cousin will go to the line. Well, now she gives way to Soraya Williams. And Rick Rhodes continues to yell at the men with the whistles.
I think they called her for the early foul right here. Yeah, hooked her on the right arm, and so it was a good call by the officials. I don't think coach was able to see that one from that vantage point. Because we got the best camera crew in the country who catches everything.
We do have a good crew as Sales all the way to the rim, can't finish. Now a long outlet that Cousin runs down and lays up on the right side. London Cousin, 6 points in the first half.
Cousins is so long and athletic. And causes another turnover.
Yep. Thomas at midcourt traveled, and the Eagles should have the ball here as we get a timeout on the floor, a 30-second timeout for Coach Rhodes and Olathe West.
Almost had a near collision by the cheerleaders.
Yeah, you do those somersaults. You better look before you start doing them, because the girls laugh now, but I'm telling you, this could have been a serious injury for both of these girls, for that matter. Hey, ladies, yeah, we know you're good at gymnastics. How about directions? Now they say, now I see why Alonzo was upset before the timeout. I thought it was going to be Olathe North ball, but they said it's instead Olathe West ball. So with just over a minute before Hy-Vee at the half, the Owls will run the set. Molly Collins is checked in, her first time in the game, and then a reach-in foul by Stanford. And that'll send Sales to the line to shoot free throws. 1-and-1 for Emma Sales. Two fouls now on Stanford. Emma averaging 16 points per game. I've got her with 11 of the 32 for Olathe West. She's nearly got her season average here in the first half. She's got 12. 15-point lead for the home team. Stanford the three, rebounded by Sales.
A good job by Cousins, not fouling that time on the rebound. Sales, she pushes it up.
Sales, drive and kick. Cooley, now a little floater in the paint. Molly Collins had the rebound, lost the handle. Triscornia to Stanford, back to Triscornia, stolen by Cooley. The sloppy play continues. Here's Thomas driving, and a charge on Emma Thomas. And Bailey Dillon, who took the charge, is a little shaken up. I think she hit her elbow on the floor.
Yeah, take a look at it right here. Bailey Dillon gets down, gets set, and just kind of slams her arm against the floor.
Second quarter clock winding down. Eagles down by 15. Fans counting it down. They'll run a set for Asia Lee. Fade and fire on a three, and she books it.
Go get him. That was nice.
Much needed bucket there by the freshman Asia Lee and Olathe North as they trail at halftime 33-21 after trailing by as many as 18 in the first half. Here's Dion.
I'm here with Coach Rhodes, and offensively, you got to like how you're spacing and moving the ball. Foul is our big problem there in the first half.
Yeah, foul. They are taking it at us, and we're having a hard time handling them and bumping them a little bit. Yeah, we're in foul trouble.
Tell me this: what's going to be a big key for you guys in the second half to kind of keep that offense going?
Yeah, we're going to have to be under control. We're going to have to stop fouling is our major thing. Trying to keep them in front of us instead of letting them get by us a little bit. But we'll keep attacking the rim and see what happens.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dion. Hy-Vee at the half. Coming up next, girls varsity action with Olathe West after the Christmas break with a good lead at halftime, 33-21. Ready for the start of the third quarter. Olathe North to play it in from midcourt. Their lineup: Priscornia, Lee, Stanford, Simmons, and Williams. They're the road team in red. And Asia Lee hit a three to end the second quarter, missing this time. Owls on the run, sails ahead to Barnard, and she lays it up and in.
Well, Olathe West doing a great job of picking when they want to run. Olathe North just not doing a great job of getting back defensively yet.
And here's Lee, elbow pull-up. Borders out ahead of the field, numbers on her side. Good defense, though, by Asia Lee with the block. Harder on the deck, keeps it alive for the Owls. Here's Sales right to the rim.
Nice, good job by Sales. Taking advantage of Olathe North. A couple of players on the floor, she's able to score.
Game high 14, averaging 16 per game. And we're just underway with the third quarter. And another foul by Barnard, and that'll be her fourth. Or is it on Harder? Let's see. It's going to be the fourth on Harder, so the foul trouble continues, and Harder, you see that look on her face as she heads to the bench. She knows she's probably not going to play much in the second half now with her fourth foul this early. Asia Lee at the stripe hits the first. Harder frustrated. He's going back to the locker room, it looks like.
Got to cool off, he's upset.
Lee hits a pair. And the Eagles show pressure. Thomas subbed in for the foul plague Harder. Here's Cooley's three. No good. And back comes Stanford. She usually goes right to the rim. And she does again, can't hit. Long outlet to Thomas.
She's down on the other end.
And Thomas will lay it up and in, and Stanford is injured at the baseline at the other end. And we got two players injured at the baseline, as both players were girls that were taking it to the rim. Thomas is shaken up, and Stanford.
Yeah, it looks like she stepped on a cheerleader on this end, and not sure what happened after that. Hopefully they're both okay. Take a look right at Stanford. Comes through and she backs up. Oh, right there. Ugh, that's never good. And then coming down the floor, lays it up. And just kind of came down wrong.
See, they're working on Stanford's leg as the stepped on the cheerleader's foot at the baseline. And then Thomas, we saw her knee was already had therapeutic tape on it, so she wasn't 100%. She's being helped to the locker room. So the lineup for Olathe West, we never set. Barnard, Sales, Cooley, Swinford, and Borders. They'd have the big lead in white. They're the home team. And now they got a player in foul trouble and a player injured. So the Owls gonna have to go deep on their bench as the Eagles attacking the basket to our left. Screen high for Lee. Her shot back irons, and Borders trying to get the rebound, but beaten to it by Lee. And now another foul. I Let's send it to Dion.
Well, guys, I talked with Coach Williams at halftime, and he said, you know, they just got swarmed at the beginning of that game, and they've just got to keep attacking and chip it away and dig out of that hole. Looks like Stanford's getting ready to come back in. She just tied that thing up tighter and is still continuing to do that to keep that ankle a little bit tighter up there so she can get back in the game.
Well, that's good news. We'll get Tyriana back in the game. Last foul was on Sales. Already 2 team fouls on Olathe West. We had a bushel full in the first half. Another bad pass. Both teams with careless passes. Triscornia with the steal back for Olathe North.
Did a lot of unforced turnovers for Olathe North.
That's Cousin with a baseline runner. Swinford a rebound on the weak side. Now Sales, leading scorer in the game, crashing into the defender, and they'll get her second foul, and that's not going to make Coach Rhodes happy, as his big star gets her second foul. Stanford back in after the ankle injury as you make the call.
Yeah, kind of extended that left arm out. That was a good call by the official. Good job by Williams moving her feet and able to get in position.
So Lee handling the point. And we got a whistle and a foul on a legal screen by Soraya Williams. Third foul. Well, now they say it was on Simmons. Looked like they were pointing to Soraya Williams, but instead it's Simmons with her third foul. 16-point lead in the basketball as Borders gets her pocket pick. Here's Asia Lee back the other way. Asia will lay it off the left side.
Nice.
Asia Lee.
Nice job by Asia Lee, the freshman, going to the left hand, able to finish.
Double dribble on Borders. Once again, these teams haven't played in nearly a month. A lot of rust.
Yeah,
both these teams.
A lot of rust, but not for Asia Lee right here off the steal. Coast to coast, takes it right at the defender. And nice left-handed finish for the freshman trying to keep her team in it.
Fans really starting to pack the gym. Boys game will follow. When you see people up on the top level as the steal by Sales, she'll go one-on-one with Simmons. Left it short, got it back, and missed from point blank. Rare miss by Emma Sales right at the rim. Eagles run the other way. Asia Lee handling out front. This is going to be a packed house when the boys take the floor here. After we're done with this girls game, as an air ball is thrown up. And give it back to Olathe West. They have this top level. Fans can stand up there as the bleachers really are almost full right now. And there's spots you can find. But the viewing up there is pretty nice in this state-of-the-art gymnasium with the video board and hype videos and all that fun stuff. All poked away. Back to Olathe North, and now another injury. Triscornia holding her left knee, and she is in pain. She dislocated her finger. You see the wrap on her hand, her right hand there last week, and now this. She's got to be thinking, man, the injuries keep happening to her. Yeah, she's writhing on the floor in pain. And after what we saw on Monday Night Football, trainers are so valuable in football and basketball, and right there it looked like her knee gave away, and that's not good. And believe me, Heaven Triscornia is not too far away from us, and she is in a great deal of pain. And once again, hats off to the trainers high school, college, professional level, how important their job is. But this looks like a serious knee injury, but I'm not a trainer or a doctor. But best wishes to Heaven Triscornia with this injury.
Yeah, that didn't look good right in front of us.
Bailey Dillon off the bench to replace Triscornia. Player-to-player defense by the Owls, despite their foul trouble. Now the steal by Emma Sales. Emma, pull-up jumper from 18. And the rebound off Olathe West. I figured that crowd would make it in here. Well, you can cruise Santa Fe, or you can come watch some good basketball. What do you think?
Cruise Santa Fe.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's a 70s reference.
Is that
Sorry,
a thing?
It was back when I was in high school.
Out here?
Yeah, Cruise the Fe.
Oh, wow. What were you listening to when you were cruising the Fe, Kevin?
KY 102 back in the old days.
Were they playing Beastie Boys?
No, they were playing like, classic
John,
rock and roll, yeah.
Billy Joel.
Well,
I like them.
I probably just got back from the Journey concert back at Kemper Arena. Or the Police. I saw the Police at Kemper Arena, too.
Nice.
I had a mullet. And, yes, I did a little cruising of the Fe.
That's hilarious.
Although my ride was lacking. As here's Swinford on the inside. Blocked. Got it back. Put it up again. No good. And Soraya Williams the rebound.
Great defense by Williams down low with the block and the rebound.
And the turnover is the pass to the sideline. Goes through the hands of Rama Stemmons. I think Coach Alonso there is going to be talking to his girls about these unforced passes that just throwaways, and the defense didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, they got so many tonight, just unforced. Those errors in Olathe West has made them pay on the other offensive end.
Cooley sisters playing the point guard slot for the Olathe West Owls. Now, this is what I thought they would do. They would spread the floor a little bit. They have the big lead, run some clock. And that looks like what they're doing here. This looks like a specific set called in by the Rick Rhodes sideline.
Yeah, Olathe North has to extend their defense out, try to force a turnover.
Cooley out to Aziz Kang. Tough drive, borders a nice offensive rebound, and the Owls can run more clock. Cooley down the left alley. Bank is too strong. Asia Lee to a posted Soraya Williams, who puts it up and in, and we get a timeout for Olathe North. As they whittle it down to 12, if they can get it to single digits.
Got a chance.
I mean, we saw earlier in the girls' JV game, Olathe West had a big lead, and they didn't close it out until the very end. As Soraya Williams just pinning the defender and taking advantage for the easy bucket.
Yeah, she has great footwork on the inside. Haven't been able to really get her good entry passes at time. Good job. She's able to finish, and like you said, able to cut this lead down to under 10, start the fourth quarter. Got a ball game.
I just feel the panic factor. If you get it down to single digits, all of a sudden the other team's like, wow, we were up by 18 in the first half. All of a sudden, what, it's down to 7, 8? And you get a little bit of a built anxiety as you're trying to hold on instead of just finishing the game. As now here's that pressure from Olathe North. We've seen it work a couple of times, and it works this time as they get the steal. Lee can't hit from close range. And Asia able to get it back, and she'll reset the offense. She's got to work against Borders. That's a good matchup. And Borders with the foul. And Borders now with 4 fouls is going to have to sit down. Borders only a freshman, but you see her upside, but you also see her immaturity with all the fouls. And Sales in, Borders will sit down. Let's send it down to Dion.
One other thing I didn't mention that Coach Williams mentions was missed free throws. He felt like they gave away a lot of points in the first half, and here they only get 1 or 2 on this one when they're trying to get it down under 10.
Yeah. They got a fire on all cylinders. There's now Sales. Is it a foul or a jump ball? It looks like they're calling a foul, and they'll whistle it on Asia Lee. That looked like a 50-50 ball there.
Definitely like a jump ball. Take a look at it right here. She grabs the ball. Oh, yeah, she had both hands on it, too. Yeah, definitely a jump ball.
Third foul, though, on Asia Lee. As Barnard knocks a defender away, and then now is fouled by Stanford. That is the third team foul. Third foul on Stanford. Owls to play in from the sideline. Still in the third quarter, as we've had several injuries in the third quarter. A lot of fouls. Not a lot of scoring. Barnard steps through the double team, feeds it to Kang at the baseline as they continue to run clock. Here's Cooley with the floater in the paint. Good. Hannah Cooley. Asia Lee driving the right side. Rebounded by Barnard. Ahead now to Kang, running down the pass, and is fouled underneath by Dillon. Aziz Kang will shoot free throws.
And just when it looks like Olathe North is going to be able to get under a 10-point lead, missed opportunities, turnovers, Olathe West is making them pay.
Aziz has given Coach Rhodes good minutes off the bench. A lot of their starters in foul trouble, and the senior at 5'9" has come off and done a good job playing inside for the Owls. She's hit all her free throws. 6 points off the bench. Now playing good defense in the post, and that is the end of the third quarter. 15-point lead for Olathe West. Girls Sunflower action on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Hy-Vee scoring by quarters. Fast start by Olathe West. Actually led the game 15-0 at one point. But it's been pretty close since then, but Olathe North, Michael thinks, needs to get it down to single digits as we get ready for the start of the fourth quarter. Boys game will follow. There's Steve Woodbury. He's coming in to watch his son Sharon play for the Olathe West Owls. If you don't know Woody, back from his days as a Jayhawk.
He looks the
Here,
same.
yeah.
The Grays, he was a phenomenal player. I actually enjoyed watching him play back in the day.
Now his son comes off the bench for the 5-0 Olathe West Owls, taking on the 5-0 Olathe North Eagles. That boys matchup is primo.
Primo.
Here's Kang.
Whoa.
And she crashes into a defender, and the call is a foul. Let's see who it's on. Is it on Kang or the defender? We've had enough bodies getting injured here. This has been a very physical game, and they'll get the foul on Stanford. That'll be her fourth. And now Stanford has to watch her play as there's Kang at the free throw stripe. Stanford out of the lineup. Looks like her ankle is better, but she's got a foul situation with 4 fouls. 17-point lead. Can the Eagles make a run here in the fourth quarter? They've lost one of their starters to injury. A second starter sitting on the bench with 4 fouls. Here's Bailey Dillon for 3.
Good look at the basket, just unable to knock it down.
Air ball gives it back to Olathe West. Emma Sales handling it. She's the game's leading scorer with 14 game-high points. Sales working the baseline, reversing, and drawing the foul. 2 shots for Emma Sales.
Man, Sales just put her wheelbarrow on that time and just got to the spot on the floor that she wanted to get to and able to draw the foul.
Second foul on Cousin. Emma Sales missing the free throw, also known as a workout warrior. She really hits the weight room to improve her physical body, and she's got a game-high 15. And Kang with some good post defense again.
Olathe North hasn't done a good job with the entry post passes tonight at all. Williams does a great job of getting in position, but they're not able to get her good looks at the bucket because they're able to pass the ball inside.
Lee, fade and fire on a 3, nails it. Asia King.
I mean, she is a good-looking freshman.
Barnard out front to Swinford. Sales really wants the basketball, and she got it out front. And we got a reach-in foul on Asia Lee. 1-and-1 now. That's the 17th foul on Olathe North. 1-and-1.
I thought she got the ball on that rip through. And that's the second time. She has really quick hands. You saw the first time on the other end where she was able to tie the ball up, and this time gets called for the foul. The official behind her actually calls that one.
Keely Barnard at the foul stripe. And can't hit the front end of the 1-on-1. Keely is actually a good foul shooter. Didn't look so on that one. She was wide right. 15-point lead for Olathe West. Trying to go to 2-and-1 in conference play. Stanford, no. Offensive rebound by Stemmons. Out to Cousin for 3. Buries it. London Cousin.
That was a big shot. Still a lot of time left in the game for Olathe North to make a run, but they're going to have to get some stops defensively and get some shots like that from Cousins from deep. Take a look at it right here. The miss. The ball kind of gets out. Good kick out. Cousins holds the form. Kind of just have to want it more if you're Olathe North. Olathe West doing a good job of controlling the time and controlling the tempo. The press from Olathe North hasn't really impacted Olathe West tonight. They've been able to handle it and score out of it as well.
Cousin has 9. Asia Lee has 10. Soraya Williams with 8. The leading scorers for Olathe North. Emma Sales with 15, leading Olathe West in scoring. Back-to-back triples giving the Eagles hope as they're down by 12. As Michael said, there's a lot of time left. Sales playing into Cooley. That 2-2-1 pressure. Cooley to Borders. Borders pass intercepted. Bailey Dillon. And then the Eagles throw it away.
Yeah.
Opportunity missed.
So many turnovers for Olathe North. That was an ample opportunity that time to cut it to 10. And another turnover by the Eagles.
Borders back out there with 4 fouls. Harder back out for Olathe West with 4 fouls. Barnard for 3.
And you don't need a 3 if you're Olathe West. You don't even need a shot on the break. That's what the Eagles want you to do. At that time, the ball goes out of bounds over to the Eagles.
And a 3 will get it down to single digits. Lee out to Stanford for 3. Oh, just off the front lip. Rebounded by Williams, plays it out to Cousin, and she traveled. They break the pressure. Harder. Cooley. Layup good. Hannah Cooley.
That was a nice job by Olathe West. Breaking the press and able to finish with the bucket.
7 points now for the point guard for Olathe West. Stanford for 3. Sticks it.
Down to
11. Sales. Now to Barnard. Again. Pass underneath. And we've got a whistle and a timeout is called by Coach Rhodes.
Yeah, he called the timeout right when his
wide open player caught.
Yeah.
He just cost his team 2 points.
He called it on the pass, though. It was,
all right.
Try to call it beforehand.
Yep, he needed to really talk to his team. Boys game will follow. Cheerleaders hopefully will not collide on their flips toward the middle of the gym. Nope, we're good on that pass through. Nearly had 2 girls doing backflips go right into one another. I've never seen that before in all my years covering basketball. Cheerleaders been rough tonight. They've been on the baseline there, and they got stepped on by Stanford. Very athletic job being a cheerleader. As out of the timeout, here's Borders. Little floater, no, got her own miss, and put it back up and in. Jessica Borders, the freshman. Playing with 4 fouls, she now has 4 points. The lead inches back to 13 for Olathe West. Here's Asia Lee.
Yes.
Harder a rebound of a Lee missed 3. Cooley driving the left side, no. Barnard fouled underneath on a stick back. Well, quite sure everybody is using their full allotment of fouls, but that is the 5th on Stanford, and she is done for the night. So she'll be subbed out at the 3:57 mark. And that's your only returning starter if you're Alonzo Williams, and she had 9 points in the ball game, so that's a big loss for the Eagles. As Keeley hits the first free throw. 3rd team all-conference last year. As take another look. Yeah, she hit her right there on the bicep, it looked like. But as a player, you got to know you have 4 fouls.
Right.
You can't have surprise on your face when they say that's 5 on you. You got to know. You just give up those points. As here's Soraya Williams. It's now a chuck and duck by Olathe North as they just come down and shoot threes every time as they're losing by double figures as we approach 3 minutes to play in regulation. And now that's a killer. Emma Sales.
Sales can flat out ball.
3 threes, game high 18 by Emma Sales, sophomore for Olathe West. Offensive rebound by Dillon. Here's Cousin. Once she got the dribble under control, put up a shot. And now the Owls outletting to Barnard, layup good. Cooley with the assist.
And they're just getting up and down the floor at will. That press by Olathe North is not paying dividends. Olathe West able to break it easily.
Big lead of 20 now by the Owls at home. First game out of the Christmas break. Here's Asia Lee attacking and scoring off the glass. Timeout Olathe North. Asia Lee with 12 points. She's your leading scorer for Olathe North. Boys game to follow. 2 5-0 teams, Olathe North and Olathe West. Olathe West coming in with a record of 3-2, 1-1 in the league. Tuesday night at Shawnee Mission West will continue the Sunflower Conference schedule. Olathe North has to go up to Nebraska tomorrow for a showcase game in Kearney, Nebraska. As they'll play Millard South, one of the top teams in the state of Nebraska, as Lee fouls Borders. And that'll send Jessica Borders to the free throw stripe. And the freshman has fought foul trouble tonight. Looking like a very good prospect, though. I mean, she can handle the ball, she can post up, she can shoot threes. I like her future.
Yeah, definitely. She's scrappy. She crashes the board. She's fearless. Once she understands how to take care of the basketball, like you said, she's going to be a really good player.
Lee blocked by Harder. Harder playing with 4 fouls, hung in there, just stuck her hands in the air. Got the block. Now a reach-in foul on Olathe North. I think it was Cousin with the reach-in. That'll send Cooley to the stripe. Cooley gets to play with her little sister, Lexi. This is Hannah. And Olathe West has done a great job with their cross-country program. 3 straight state titles. Congratulations to the Owls. When I came in 7:45 Tuesday to interview Coach Ball. Yeah, I love coming in really, really early to do these interviews. There were all the cross-country girls.
That's right.
I was like, now I see why they win 3 in a row. Here on a dismal early January day. They got boys and girls going out to run in this winter day in Kansas City, and Kelsey Carbajo is their coach. And she was here with them, getting them out there, doing the off-season work. As Harder from the baseline.
That's a nice move by Harder. Nice little running hook shot. Olathe West pretty much has this one under control.
Asia Lee from downtown, no. Barnard ahead of the pack. Layup is there. Sales the assist.
And looked like a lot early on. Olathe North, I should say, just unable to get it to single digits. Really shooting themselves in their own foot a lot of the times with unforced turnovers.
Well, the trend will keep up as these teams have kind of beat each other every other year. Olathe North won both games last year. Is Dillon with a 3. 2 years ago it was Olathe West. The trend said it was Olathe West's turn to win, and they are going to do that right out of the holiday break. An impressive win as here's Lee rattling in a 3.
And you can just see her upside. I mean, off the dribble, pulling it up, knock it down from 3. Only a freshman. She'll just continue to get better.
Timeout for Coach Rhodes to get players in the game. But really, these girls that are coming in have been crucial to their ball game tonight. Swinford, Kang, and Molly Collins being subbed in, and Sales getting her moment in the sunshine as she's had the best game. 18 points, 3 threes, 5 or 6 rebounds, like 3 or 4 assists. She's been the star of the game. Emma Sales, the sophomore for Olathe West. As we wind it down, Olathe North will drop to 4-2, 2-1 in the league, and 4-2 the record will be for Olathe West. They'll be 2-1, so they'll have identical records as Cooley dribbles it out. Final score is 65-42. Leading scorers in the ball game, Emma Sales with 18, Asia Lee with 15, leading Olathe North. Let's check in with Dion.
I'm here with Emma Sales from Olathe West. You guys didn't play like a team that was off for 3 weeks. You came right out of the box, got that 15-0 lead, and then kind of battled the whole way. What was the first quarter like for you guys to just come out that strong?
I mean, we've been preparing for this all week. Last year, we got beat out by them for sub-state, so we wanted to get it back. We had unfinished business. I think we just had drive. We knew we were the underdog, and we just want to come out strong.
Your bench played well tonight. Cease Kane came in and gave you huge minutes off the bench. How big was that when you got that early foul trouble for the rest of the girls?
Oh, it's good. It gives everyone confidence. We know we got backup on the bench. I mean, we just go deep, and we weren't like that last year, so we're just coming out even stronger.
All right, well, good luck the rest of the way.
Oh, thank you.
Emma Sales, the sophomore, leading her team to victory tonight as they beat Olathe North on their home floor. Hy-Vee postgame coming up next. Final score in the girls varsity game, Olathe West got off to a 15-0 start. Michael never really looked back. Olathe North got it down to about 12, and that was as close as they could get it.
Yeah, it definitely was. Olathe West came out from the jump and really took control of the game. We saw Olathe North battling back behind the freshman Asia Lee, but just too much Sales and Olathe West.
Special thanks to our school ADs, Pat Butler and Josh Price. Thanks to the coaches, Alonzo Williams and Rick Rhodes. Our producer, Joe Novacek. For Michael Watson, Dion Clisso, and our entire crew, Kevin White saying so long from Olathe West. Our final once again in girls varsity action. It's Olathe West 65, Olathe North 42. Good night from Santa Fe in Olathe.